Hello everybody. So the videos have been going down really well, and one of the questions that has seen my inbox being pounded is, how does this business fit into family life? So I thought might as well answer that with my husband, Ian. You can say hello.
Hello.
So when I first was introduced to the concept of network marketing and the business model Arbonne, Ian was working 7 days a week as a tiler. So putting tiles in a kitchen and a bathroom, sticking them on the floor and on a wall. And I'd left work to look after our 2 young children. So when I first told Ian that I'd got myself a new job and I was going to financially support our family, I was going to enable him to retire if he wanted to, and I was going to get us a brand new white Mercedes and earn £10,000 a month, he obviously thought...
I thought, yeah, you're definitely going to do that within a year.
Thought I'd lost my mind. So I just powered on anyway, because me and Ian have the type of relationship where even if he doesn't think that what I'm doing is sane, he doesn't stop me from doing it anyway. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Big key, support. You need the support from your partner, or I do believe you will struggle. It's not impossible, but it's made a lot easier with support.
Yeah, and Ian supported me in the beginning, even when he thought I was absolutely bonkers. And he didn't really understand why I was learning about these products, using these products that were a lot more expensive than what we were used to, and telling him all this stuff about how I was going to be a millionaire. But he didn't stop me doing it. And to be honest, we have the type of marriage where even if he had put his foot down and said, "You're not doing that," I would have done it anyway. So that, that was enough, that we didn't need to worry about that. So I started building this business, and how it fitted in for us family life is Ian still in the beginning was working 7 days a week, would you say? And I was doing all of the school runs, so school drop-offs, school pickups, and I was doing all of the preschool pickups as well, the preschool drop-offs, because we've got 2 daughters. One was at school, one was at preschool. So I only had like 2 hours every morning, and even then I think Ivana was only in preschool probably like 2 mornings a week then, wasn't she? So only 2 mornings a week. I had about 2 hours that actually was me time to do my job, so 4 hours a week, and then did everything else in the day that I needed to do. And then Ian would get back about 6 o'clock, would you say?
Yeah.
Back then. He would come in and then I would go out. So we literally were a little bit like ships in the night, which when I started this business, the goal was for us to have more time together. But sometimes in this business, you have to give up the one thing that you're building this business for, which I had to give up family time a little bit in the beginning to work at having it. So how it fitted into our life. So Ian, if you want to chip in at any point, I was building this business basically on my mobile phone, trying to meet people, trying to tell them about the products, tell them about the business. And Ian would be at work while I was doing that on my phone. Then Ian would get back and I'd either be still on my phone, like working my business on my phone, or I'd be going out. Is there anything you want to say about just in the beginning?
For us, it was quite fast, it was quite ferocious, it was, it was quite full on, but it was with the, the vision and the goal of 6 months, a year down the road, the hard work in the beginning will pay off and lead to free time.
Like starting any business.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be a case of, oh bloody hell, it's going to be like this for the next 25 years.
It's like short-term sacrifices for long-term gain.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would say, people say to me, yeah, but how do you fit this in around your kids?
I think she's got something to say.
And I would say my kids haven't actually missed anything, because I've still been the person that has taken them to school, picked them up, been there for every single school event. Like, they've never ever not had me there. I've always been there. Every hospital appointment. Like, my kids haven't, their life hasn't really changed. I've not missed out anything. But the one thing that has changed, I would say, is us spending time together, hasn't it? Yeah, because people say to me, they're like, how do you fit it in? Like, because I don't miss anything with the kids, but we used to sit down together. You'd get in at 6 o'clock every evening, we'd have dinner, and then we'd watch TV together, wouldn't we? I stopped watching TV. I basically stopped watching TV and stopped spending as much time with Ian, sat on the sofa watching TV, and was building my business instead. I was either on my phone building my business, or on my laptop, or out. So I would say the thing that I sacrificed in the early days was time with Ian, with my husband. And because childcare was a big thing for us, we only have 2 people that are a couple that have our children. That's Ian's parents, so grandma and granddad. And if we were going to ask them to babysit our children, it was usually so that we could go to like an Arbonne event, so something work related. So we never had any time together, like couple time, date time. So that kind of was the big sacrifice that I made early on. So 1 year in, we got to Region, and that was when I'd say that our life started to really take a great turn. You'd stopped working as much, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like I said, it was full on with the goal of, you know, where we want to be. And I mean, for us, you know, like a few couples, we'd sort of go through our year with, we've got our 2 week, or we've got our week summer holiday, and then that's over, and then what we're looking forward to next. And it was a case of Christmas, and it's like, that's 6 months away. We've got to put 6 months of graft, and there's nothing to look forward to. And one of the things that has changed massively for us is we've put the hard work in, and say we start with Christmas, you know, obviously we get to go to Vegas a couple of months later. After that, we're then booking our next holiday.
You missed Arizona.
Yeah, you're going to Arizona.
No, January's Hawaii, Maui in Hawaii. February's Arizona.
Vegas.
March is Savannah's birthday.
Yeah.
April is Vegas. Then there's an MVP challenge trip in June, July time, which I think is Greece next year.
I was talking about family stuff.
Yeah, that is a family holiday as well. If we all choose to go.
What my point is, instead of having the 6 months, one thing to look forward to, then 6 months, what's changed for us as a family, we're constantly looking forward to the next month or the next 2 months. There's always something
exciting
coming,
and fun.
There's always something brewing, and it's not a case of we're now having to work, you know, 6 months or a year solid. We're working solid for 6 weeks or 2 months with the goal of going on holiday, and then we'll finish that, and then it's work another 6 weeks or a month with the next trip, the next thing on the horizon. So that is, we was talking to a couple about that the other day, wasn't we? How that's sort of impacted us, really.
And I suppose also, we spent a year, I spent a year like all in, my feet were like straight in, deep in the water building this business. And although I still obviously build it now, it's not as intense as what it was when I built it. I built it to a level, and now I'm just, I've been able to take a step back and build it as and when I want to build it. But in the first year, it was really intense building this business. And we sacrificed a lot of time together, but when you look at what we sacrificed for that first year of building this business for what we have now, like financial freedom, you've been able to leave your job and been able to set up your own business, which is what you wanted to do. We have so much time together. You work part-time, you get to see more of the kids, do all this free time. That's what our life is now. But what would have happened if we'd taken a different road is I would have had to have gone to get a job without any skills really, and it probably would have been something like shelf stacking in the supermarket. You'd have been getting in at 6 o'clock, I'd have been going out, I wouldn't have been in till early hours in the morning, or I'd have had to have done like some sort of carer's job in the night, something like that fitted in with your hours. And we never would have seen each other, and there wouldn't have been a temporary, I'm going to do this for a year because then this is going to happen. Like that would have been
there's no goal, there's no vision. You sort of would be surviving, wouldn't we?
And not thriving.
Yeah, that's go on.
Whereas with Arbonne, you kind of are building it, but you're thriving, and it's really, really exciting. So I would say sacrifices, we definitely sacrificed time together 100% for the first year. But from that, we've been able to go on a Caribbean cruise together. We're going to the Bahamas, going to Disney World. We go on so many trips together now. We get to do so many great, fun things. And I've been able to help my husband. Well, you could have retired if you wanted to have retired financially, but you wanted to set up your own business part-time, building your dream, and Ian's been able to do that, and it's just enabled us to have so much. So how we fit it in around family life is different now to what it was like when we were building it, because now we have a lot of free time. And I suppose if I'm earning between £7,000 and £10,000 a month in the bracket where I am, you don't mind if I say I'm going to go out on a Thursday night and do this. Whereas in the beginning it was tougher to see it because my paychecks then were like £12, £25.
If you're bringing that home, sweetheart, you can do what you want.
Exactly. Whereas in the beginning, it's really hard to say to your spouse, I'm going to go out again. And they're like, again? And you're earning like £25. And they don't get it. And that's fine. You know, not everybody does get it. But if you believe 100% that if you keep going at it, you are going to see success and you are going to be successful. Eventually, correct me if I'm wrong, even the most negative person, when they see you're coming home with several £1,000s a month, working half the hours that they do, with a brand new white Mercedes on the front lawn, and people thinking you're absolutely amazing, they're going to turn a corner.
Yeah, they're going to listen. And that's where it comes in to about having a supportive partner, and you've got to be working in sync with each other. It's very tough for someone to go off and build something where your partner's not not on board. They don't understand it. They don't get it. They're constantly putting you down. That's where that's
you didn't understand it, but you didn't really.
Oh, come on, you didn't understand it.
No, I know. But you just let me just get on with it, didn't you?
No one understood it, but it wasn't a case, like you said, it wasn't a case of.
And one thing that I will say as well is I practiced on Ian. So Ian didn't get it, I didn't get it. So I said, can I just practice on you, explaining what I'm doing? Like I suppose it was like a 1-to-1. I practiced 1-to-1s on you over and over and over and over again until I mastered the skill of explaining the DA, the concept of network marketing, like the business model. And then Ian then decided that he got it, and then you decided to start your own Arbonne business as well.
So Danny was practicing on me, and I mean, she's reading, she's listening to these, but I wasn't doing that. But she was then practicing the DAs, the presentations on me, to which then I understood. I understand fully what she was doing, what she was up to. So when she was saying, I'm going out tonight, I'm like, what are you doing? She's not just going for a jolly up, for a wine and a bit of cake. She's presenting to people. So she was almost educating me on what she was doing, and
by practicing.
By practicing. But it got to the point where Danny would walk in the whiteboard and I walked out because I was sick of it. I'm sick of it.
So fitting it into family life, is there anything else you want to add to that? Because we've kind of gone in 2 stages. How we fit it in now is different to how we did in the first year, isn't it?
You've got to believe, you've got to support each other.
Would you agree that you have to sacrifice some things? So for me, I sacrificed TV. Because you can have... How much TV did I used to watch?
The planner is all your stuff.
Yeah, I used to watch TV from the moment I got in until the moment I went to sleep. So we're talking probably like 4 or 5 hours of TV a day.
Well, it wasn't.
And now I probably watch 1 programme a week, which is Ex on the Beach.
Don't get wrong. You mean Danny didn't start the business, and she didn't just say, "I'm not watching telly ever again." To start with, that came later on. The more serious, the more engrossed she got into her business and what she was doing, she realised that, getting rid of the telly, so to speak, she could focus on
the business.
On the business.
So I sacrificed that. We obviously sacrificed some time together in the beginning. Is there anything else you want to add to fitting it into family life?
Family life. Just
because the great thing is I haven't given up anything with the kids at all, have I? Nothing has changed with the kids.
The children don't go out. I suppose, like we all know, the business fits in around where you are, what you're doing. If you're ill, it fits around you. And for us, Danny started the business to sort of fit in around how I was working and around the children and what they was doing. And as she's become more successful, we're working around each other, we're working around the children. We all want to spend time with each other, and that's the most important thing. Money's fantastic, but if you've got no one to share it with or spend it on, and you're not seeing anyone, then what's the point? That is why time
is like the big
we did that
big thing,
time and money. You can have all the money in the world, but if you've got no one to spend it with,
and also it's nice to have the money in case something spontaneous comes up. So if something spontaneously happens that you don't see happening, and it can be a good thing or a bad thing, like if somebody offers you a great holiday at the last minute, you need to have time to be able to go on that holiday, and you need to have money to be able to take them up on that offer. So it's great to have that. And also it's a negative thing as well. If your car breaks down or your washing machine breaks down or something like that, it's good to have that, because before we were living on eggshells that if anything went wrong, we couldn't afford to repair it or replace it. We absolutely couldn't, could we?
No.
So it's really great to have that.
The fear goes.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add about fitting in this business into family life?
I think we've covered it all. I don't want to wang on too much.
Okay, I hope that's answered everybody's questions. Keep the questions coming, because I'm loving all of the support and the comments and people saying that answering these questions each day are really beneficial for you, and sharing them. Share away, it's absolutely not a problem.
Share away, I'm available. Get in touch with me.
Ian Wells.
I can give you my email address. Get in touch.
Bye.
Bye.